Hello and welcome to a special edition of today's Air Force. Today we are going to introduce to you the Air Force's new 8.5-week basic training program. Over the last several years, the Air Force has continuously evolved to meet the challenges of a global mission and has seen its role in Iraq and Afghanistan increase. This means that today's airmen must be more physically and mentally prepared than ever before. I spent the entire 8.5 weeks with two of the first flights to be a part of the program designed to give today's airmen a warrior ethos. And for those trainees, their journey began right here.
No! Don't run! Breast walk! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The purpose of basic training is to take those ordinary civilians that really never had, they may have had structure from their parents or whatever, but they really didn't have the military structure.
Let's go! Move you! I didn't say run! I said breast walk! Simple instructions!
So we're bringing them in and they really want to be here. So we're bringing them in and we're gearing them to where they need to be to operate in the Air Force.
Get upstairs! Let's go! Move!
We're putting them in the Air Force as a productive military member. And they're getting those tools here, and that's where it all begins from.
You have any clean clothes at all?
Nope.
Nope?
No.
How about no, sir?
No, sir.
You're going to go to that bed, and you're going to get your canteen web belt, and you're going to put it on. Can you see your number, genius? I don't think so, looking away from it like that. Get out of my center aisle. Get out of my center aisle! Get out!
I lost my,
Quit moving your hands. You lost something. What is it besides your mind? You're supposed to bring it in to begin with, genius. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm used to having clippers with my face. Coming to basic training was my first time ever shaving with a razor. And I was unfortunate to come with a full beard. So having my TIs behind me yelling, telling me to hurry up, it's more like hacking at my face more than shaving.
the first night was pretty scary, and all the hollering, seeing people bloody from shaving. Like when I was in bed, people was crying. It was an experience. A lot of people, I didn't get no sleep myself because I thought they was gonna come in, but quite an experience.
Hit the lights!
I think their first haircut, depending on the individual, some of them it kind of breaks down because they realize that I'm not in control anymore. You know, we make them all the same. We make them all even.
Different. I'd never had my hair that short before. And you know, I joke, I'm a pretty goofy looking guy. I got big ears and a big nose, and so having no hair kind of offset everything.
You're in that second row. Everybody in the second row, move a row, move to your right. Shoulder to shoulder.
I was excited to get the uniforms, definitely. Both the ABUs and the blues. You get a different sense of pride, I think, for it.
You want to mold them as a team. They start dressing them to get, you know, to get the same uniforms. They start thinking together as a team. That's one of those first steps is, all right, now we can start being a team. We're all the same. We have the same haircut. We're wearing the same uniform. Now we can work together as a team.
That was actually a very fulfilling experience. That was something I'd been looking forward to. Expected to act a certain way, represent not only yourself, but your country and the Air Force. Yeah, it was a great honor, I thought. It was something, you know, you're just kind of stepping up in life. Who gets to wear this every day? You know, there's a certain select few.
I did not know we had to get so many shots. I feel like a guinea pig or something. I mean, you're getting poked and poked.
I was anxious. I hate it.
I'm afraid of needles, so it was pretty bad. I didn't enjoy it too much. I just kind of closed my eyes, prayed for it to end.
But getting to see everyone march together is a privilege, in my opinion. The couple times I have gotten to march, the flight and smaller elements I really enjoy doing, just to see everyone marching in unison. I think it's something that's really nice to see.
Right. The drill, you're teaching them the discipline along with teamwork. You know, if a couple of people in the flight don't want to march or don't put in the effort to march like everyone else, then it brings down everyone. It's not just those couple ones. So it's instilling more teamwork in the even for those building blocks for us to teach discipline.
And of course, we march everywhere in basic training. there's not a place we don't march. After we leave for the night, they're up in the dorm working on it together. So that way when we come in the next morning, we're ready to go, and they don't want to let us down. So they work on it on their own because they want to succeed at it.
Hands on your hips, feet 12 inches apart. Remember, you turn to the left first. Left, middle, right. Left, middle, right. Left, middle, right.
Definitely should have done a little bit more PT at home before coming here, but doing as much PT as we did, it's definitely helped, and I passed my PET eval, and we all have come together as a flight, being able to help each other and push each other, especially during PT. Because I was doing them incorrectly, I did 4 push-ups when I got here, and I ended up with 45 on my last eval. Push-ups and sit-ups, I think I really progressed the most in.
Let's go. All the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. Pretty much you see the ones that want to succeed, the ones who actually put effort in before they came, and they kind of motivate the other ones. You'll get 1 or 2 that are kind of lazy, don't really care, or didn't really exercise before they came in, but they'll see the rest of the males pick it up and run, so they'll kind of get motivated and want to keep up with them.
I didn't expect the run to be like 30 minutes every morning, 35 minutes. I expected it to be just a mile and a half every time. And all the different calisthenics and everything blew my mind.
We teach them everything they're supposed to do, we get them to do it, and then along the way we have to explain to them, okay, this is why we're having you do it this way, this is why it's going to benefit you. And once they kind of grasp that concept and their mentality changes, they get more of a proactive approach to learning instead of they're being forced to learn at the beginning.
I personally think that they have a hard job taking someone who has no discipline, no anything, coming from a civilian to be someone who is in the Air Force, and having a lot of discipline and having the training that we have.
15 seconds.
My expectations for them right now are to make sure that they're listening to what I tell them to do. I don't expect it to be perfect every time, all the time, first time, but it should be darn close. Because all we're expecting to do is listen to us, what we tell you to do, and do it. We got a chance here to take 60 civilians and make them into warrior airmen. You know, that's one of the Air Force's motto, warrior airmen.
Ready, strike! Ready, strike!
Everything that they're taught, everything that they do and learn is through us in some way, shape, or form. If we don't actually teach it, then we're reinforcing it and making sure that it gets done the right way. So being an instructor, it's your number one. If you don't have the ability to make sure that they get what they need and make sure they learn what they need to be productive out in the Air Force, then we haven't done our job.
Build your arms, don't get up. Move to the high crawl position, then crawl. Crawl, crawl, crawl.
When it comes to actually being a warrior airman, it's a compilation of everything you've learned. It's not only relying on yourself and what you've learned, but the person next to you, and the people that aren't even with you that are your support in whatever way it is. It's just becoming the best you absolutely can be in the situation that's provided, adaptability.
So that you can raise yourself up so your weapon's not on the ground.
Being a warrior airman, you have to have a certain set of morals. It causes you to be more disciplined. Discipline is definitely something that you have to carry in order to be a warrior.
Ready, strike! Ready, strike!
It's a nice feeling knowing that I'm doing something with my life and not just sitting at home doing nothing, and being able to protect a lot of people and help everyone out. It's great. Standing up for your country, your family, your friends, I mean, it's a big thing. It's a big deal.
Alarm red!
It gets them in that mindset of, hey, when the alarm goes off, what are you really going to do? You know, don't just say, well, if you were in the real Air Force, you know, you might do this or you would do this. It's actually getting them in the practice of, I already know what to do. Now when I go out to my career field, I'm already almost deployable, ready. You just hit me a little refresher and I'll be able to go.
it just felt like a cloud of smoke just went down my throat and my nose, and I couldn't cough. I mean, I couldn't breathe. It felt like I wanted to throw up immediately. And then they tell you the whole time, do not run, do not run. Your TIs tell you before you go, do not run. Your first instinct is going to be to run. So in your head, you're saying, I'm not going to run, I'm not going to run. But once you take that first breath, all you think about is getting out the door.
I couldn't feel my throat. I couldn't feel my throat. I was coughing, snot was running down, eyes was watering. I just remember the woman telling me to go, try to get out there as quick as possible.
But it was not fun. Snot, eyes you can't see, watering nonstop. You just want to itch your face and whatever, but you can't. But it was fun. It was, adrenaline rush kind of thing.
Woo!
Coming up next on today's Air Force, we'll show you how trainees are becoming battle ready with M9 training and hand-to-hand combat skills.
It was definitely interesting to see what people are using and kind of know what to look out for a little bit. When we did a little run and he stopped us because there was a pile of rocks. The whole other time there was no other pile of rocks. I at first didn't think anything of it, but then when he started to explain it, it made more sense. It made more sense what to look out for and know what to try and see what the enemy is seeing.
Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Rotate it out for the next
Set my side down. Are they able to read your minds?
No, ma'am.
No. So this is where communication is.
That was fun. That's something I'd never done before. I'd never done any type of EMT thing. The class was fun inside. The instructors were very helpful. Everyone kind of brings their own twist to what you're learning, so that's been nice. And actually getting to go out and do, improvised tourniquets and things like that and see how they all work and put it together. Obviously, we're not in a real-life situation, but they make the environment as such to where you would know what you had to do should the time come.
Self-aid buddy care was a good class because not only can you use that in comeback zone, you can use that here at BMT. People fall and break stuff all the time. And you can use your self-aid buddy care here too, so it was a good class.
Put your right arm across their waist behind them. Put their left arm behind your head and over your shoulder. Stand up. Now just move them a little bit.
Those classes really helped, knowing that if something happens to them, that I can assist in some way, shape, or form to be able to help them, that I know what I'm doing, that I don't have to stand there and watch them bleed out or watch them lay there with a broken arm or broken leg. I know what to do. I know how to get them help.
And mark, get set, go.
You pick it up, you know exactly how to handle it, what to do with it. In case something happens, you know the procedures you need to go through. It's almost just like an extension of yourself.
I never thought the Air Force had to break down weapons and put them back together. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh my God, I know I'm a failure at that. We had 2 minutes to do that. And then once I really got acquainted with my weapon and I learned all the parts and where everything goes and how everything works, it became like second nature to me. I can take it apart, put it together, probably about a minute. I don't need the full 2 minutes. And that's something that I really surprised myself with.
It might move just a little bit. Some of you will see it, some of you won't.
We as instructors give them the basic, their foundation to the actual training so they can carry out through whatever job they're going to be doing, whether it's security forces, whether it's CE. You know, this is their foundation. This is where they learn how to load the weapon. They may have never touched a weapon in their life, and this is where they're going to get that firsthand. And so it's important that they take all that training that we give them, remember it, and instill it in their memories for the training, whether it's deploy or whether it's just throughout the Air Force, their Air Force career.
All right, clear it out.
Safety. Magazine. Chamber. Safety.
I really love the techniques and just the fact of shooting the gun. It's an adrenaline rush, if you ask me.
Constant pressure the entire time that goes through, okay? And just continue to squeeze after the pull.
Exactly.
Good
job.
Breathe in, breathe out. Same spot every time. Then slowly squeeze. Okay?
And relax in that.
I have to say that firing in general was one of the best feelings that I've ever had.
Now, the benefit to the Air Force would be that one of these new recruits goes to Iraq, Afghanistan, or wherever they might be deployed. If they see an M9 laying around and they need to use it, they'll be familiarized with it, at least on how it operates, and we'll be able to hopefully be able to pick that up and engage their targets if need be.
They get the feel of, all right, this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like when I pull the trigger. And they realize it's a totally different weapon than the M16.
I love the Pupil 6. It was a good way, it was a good technique in the beginning in the class time to learn different techniques of if you have to fight someone, how to do it, and different techniques there.
I feel that it's something that all military members should know how to go through because, you know, first and foremost, we are the ones that are defending and supporting that Constitution. So hand-to-hand combat, I'm all thumbs up for, and a lot of military training instructors feel the same way, that we need this in our curriculum. Yes, we have the technology. We have the great warfare equipment, but the thing is, we just never know when that equipment goes down, if the enemy is in close encounter with us. We don't have the time to have that kind of technology. We have to make sure we defend ourselves first and foremost.
Let's go. It's 3 inches to the knot in the rope. Slide your feet down, put them on the knot.
I'm afraid of falling, sir.
You're afraid of what?
Falling, sir.
You're not going to fall, and guess what? That's rubber down there. If you do, it's going to catch you.
Hands down. I'm waiting for the next knot.
One more to the ground. One more to the ground. Look at that. The ground's right there. Look at that. You made it.
Thank you, sir.
You made it. 3, 4, go. 3, 4, go.
Everybody came together. We came as a group. We were no longer individuals. We were Flight 115. Everybody helped each other out. I don't think that we had not one single person who wasn't motivating or chanting, trying to push the person in front of them. And it was a great exercise.
That looked pretty hard, and in the beginning I doubted myself. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. But when it came to it, my adrenaline was pumping so fast and so hard that I did it no problem. And at the end of the day, hearing your flight cheering for you as you're running up to that last obstacle and you conquer it, I was very proud of myself that day.
As an instructor, you're there to push them, to make sure that they accomplish their mission. And that's their mission that day, is to go through that confidence course. As they're going through it and then they finish it, like, I made it, I did it. And that just, it boosts their self-confidence so much.
When today's Air Force returns, see the new program that will put today's trainees to the test. And later, the trainees of Flight 115 and 116 become airmen.
The primary mission of the MH-53 is infill and exfil of Special Operations Forces. I'm Staff Sergeant Andrew Maresh. I'm an aerial gunner on the Pablo helicopter. I've been flying for about 8 years in the Air Force. With the system, we're able to fly 200 miles without seeing anything in the middle of the night. Our whole job is to go in countries that people don't even know we flew into, drop people off that people don't even know exist, and then pick them back up and bring them home, and nobody will ever know we were there. That's what we do.
See more videos at DoSomethingAmazing.com.
Okay, this time I'm gonna do it. I'm going to actually go to school.
Tell me about some of the stuff you've had to deal with.
I just dropped out completely. I just got caught up in it, the whole scene with the alcohol and the drugs. I was arrested. A lot of my friends, they were really concerned, especially my friend Aaron. You just have to find someone. They don't have to tell you advice, they don't have to do that, they just listen.
Give Frankie and our class of 08 the boost they need to graduate. Join us at boostup.org.
Before trainees can march down the bomb run, they must tackle the beast, or the Basic Expeditionary Airman Skills Training, where up to 1,000 trainees get the feel of a deployment. It replaces what many of today's airmen know as Warrior Week and gives trainees the chance to show what they've learned during their first 5 weeks of basic.
Ah! Hey, once the barricade is open, go. That's you two on the left, go. Get up, go. There's 2 dummies. Strike a dummy. Get down.
We come out here as sort of a culmination of all 6 weeks of training. You get an opportunity to put hands-on, lead themselves through the missions and meet goals that are specific to an austere environment.
If there's open cover, move, shoot, move, and communicate. Get your wingman and go. Hey, once the barricade is open, go. Once that barricade behind me clears, then you go. If there's open cover, that's time for you to move.
Well, the Warrior Week that we had in BMT leading up to this was simply 5 days of both training and application. Here, we've given them 6 weeks of instruction, and it's up to the trainees to lead themselves through a full week of exercise. And basically, they have the tools. They need to find the appropriate tool to meet the mission in any given day.
Move, move, move!
Well, the goal of the Beast is to ensure that every future airman possesses the skills to be a leader and step up. Just kind of lay a basis for future training before they wind up in a deployed environment.
Hey, your wall's not open. Where are you going to go? Hey, where are you going? Where are you going? There's nowhere for you to go. You trying to get shot?
From the 322nd Training Squadron, second to none, Flight 115, led by Technical Sergeant John Douglas.
I'm very proud of these young men and women because one of the things that we always have to remember is this is a time of war, and we have volunteers who want to come into this Air Force and who want to serve this country and who want to go into harm's way and are willing to go into harm's way to do that. And every Friday when I see a graduation parade, it affects the way you think because it is a shot of adrenaline that shows you what is best about this country and what is best about this Air Force.
I am an American airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave an airman behind. I will never falter, and I will not fail!
Well, I think it's extremely important in today's fight that we ensure that our airmen are properly trained and equipped for the job that lies ahead for them. And the training that we are now doing has allowed us to ensure that our airmen are properly prepared. Not that they weren't before, but because of the joint fight, it's necessary that we continue to adapt and change our training. And they are better trained, they're better equipped, and I've actually seen them in action and doing a tremendous job.
It was definitely worth it, and I'm definitely going to try and encourage other people to join the Air Force just because of all the great opportunities that is in the Air Force.
It's a very big deal to me. I plan on making the Air Force a career. I want to do 22, maybe more years than that. This is going to be my life. This is what I want my life to be right here, so this is a very big deal.
It's exciting. It reinvigorates me and gives me a charge to come out here and to see the enthusiasm that they have and the enthusiasm that their families and the pride that their families have in their airmen now. It makes me want to go back and work harder for our airmen.
It's been a long journey. 2 months away from my family. It's well worth it.
How you feeling, Dad?
Oh, really proud. Really proud.
Did you ever think your daughter would be here today?
No. Never. I'm really proud.
I think the biggest thing I want them to take out is everything they've learned here. We've taught them the attention to detail, the teamwork, the discipline, and hopefully, whether they had that or not before they came in, we were able to instill it in them enough to that actually it will carry over with them when they get into their actual Air Force career.
As they progress along in their career and they get those airmen that we had before we came here to be instructors, hopefully they'll realize, they'll think back and go, what did Sergeant Carrick or Sergeant Douglas teach us? And that's discipline.
And that's it for this special BMT edition of Today's Air Force. For more on this and other top stories, log on to Air Force Link. I'm Staff Sergeant Jason Armstrong. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, so I really caught off guard with the details. I remember in some of the movies how you see a drill instructor with a white glove and he'll go and try to wipe the dust. He sees dust. It really happens, and that really caught me by surprise.
Hand-to-hand comeback. You never know what might happen. You might run out of ammo, have somebody running up on you. So hand-to-hand comeback, that goes as well as the M16 qualification in the comeback zone.
I mean, this is what I really want to do. This is where my heart is at. And if they came in here and said we had to do another 2 weeks in order to graduate, I would do it.